Hey everyone, so I did want to do a very brief update on Weston. I did mention in the last video that he was going to be seen on June the 1st at the Children's Hospital. And also I have more videos coming about like a life update and a more personal video on my plastic surgery. I haven't mentioned that on YouTube before. But I'm starting to slowly get back into vlogging. Sorry, I thought there was somebody at my door. Alright, so very brief update on Weston. I would say our appointment was 90% good news. So at these appointments, Weston has an echocardiogram and an ECG. I'm unsure how the ECG went. I assume it's abnormal, like it always is. As far as the echo goes, he did wonderful for the echo. He sat so still that she was able to get bonus pictures, which I was kind of wondering, I'm like, why do you need bonus pictures? But I guess because he was sitting so great, she was able to visualize more things, and it wasn't a bad thing. So, if you've never watched a video of mine before, I suggest you go back to get an idea of Williams syndrome and all that goes on with it. So Weston has branch pulmonary stenosis, which goes out to the lungs, and aortic stenosis, which goes to the body. So branch pulmonary stenosis, in one side is a gradient of 25, which is excellent. We don't want it to get any higher. The other side is 40 or 45, I can't remember, which categorizes that as moderate branch pulmonary stenosis, which is still just like it was. The aortic valve, he told me there's like, I'm trying to remember the terms. There's like a one number and then there's like a peak number. And they don't go by the peak, they go by the main number. And I forgot to find out what that main number was. But the peak number is 60, which would classify him as having severe aortic valve stenosis. But like I said, they don't go by that main number, so it's lower than that. I do know that. So, but I also know that there is more narrowing in the aortic valve. And this is the first time we met with his new cardiologist after I fired the other one back in January. I don't think I mentioned that, or maybe I did. It's hard to say what I updated on. But I found out a lot more information talking with this cardiologist than I ever did with the last one, including where Weston's stenosis actually is. So let's pretend this is the valve, this is below, and this is above. So Weston's is above the aortic valve, which makes things kind of complicated, but kind of not complicated. Complicated in where it's at, and not complicated because there is no magic number of when they intervene. With some stenosis, there needs to be a number, let's say the branch pulmonary was like 60. He would be having surgery for that because, it's going out to the lungs, it's affecting him. But with this one, with the placement, there is no magic number. It's all on how his heart is handling it. And according to the EEG, or the echo, sorry, he did have an EEG or brain scan a while ago, but according to the echo, his heart is doing well, it's squeezing well. They don't know if it's any thicker or not. Just judging from the echo, it doesn't appear to be any thicker, but they need to run more tests and figure out what. Now, my phone is going crazy, so I need to finish this. Now, we are also consulting with a doctor in Arkansas. He is an expert on Williams syndrome, the only one in the world, and we forwarded his file on from the Children's Hospital to Arkansas. And it's not that we don't trust our children's hospital, but if you can consult with an expert, why not? So if the expert happens to agree with everything our children's hospital says, then Weston will not need to be seen until December. But if the expert says, you know, they don't like the look of things, then we need to go back to our children's hospital and they need to consult together to figure out what's going on. So I'm a little nervous about that, especially nervous where the gradient is so high in the aortic stenosis. I really wish I would have found out I think it's called the mean number. And then there's a peak. I've had so much information thrown at me over the past couple of days, so I apologize. I don't know, I'm just a little bit nervous about that. Yeah, but overall, his blood pressure is still slightly elevated, so we've upped his high blood pressure medications, just an additional 1 milligram 3 times a day, so he's on now 4 milligrams 3 times a day. It's a lot of medicine, it's a lot of things to give him. You know, he takes Zantac still, he's teething right now, he's got 7 teeth, working on his 8th. It's just, ugh. I am also going to be working on my New York video. I want to get that up and going and make a step back into vlogging. So I want to get this up first. So thanks for sticking with me, and I will talk to you next vlog. Bye-bye.